Hello and welcome to the watch along. Good evening. Hope you are doing very, very well this evening. Welcome along. If you are joining us for the first time, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the stream, and get involved in the live chat. Good to see so many of you there already. Hope you're all doing well. We'll get to your comments in just a second. It is, in fact, Bath hosting Montpellier in the second semi-final of the Challenge Cup. Of course, Leicester booked their place in the final last night as they beat Ulster. Let's see who will be joining them this evening. Let me know who you're supporting and let me know where you're watching from. Who are you backing? Iofi's back. Good to see you. LuTube's in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Gregor Galway's in the chat. I did not see that. I'll have to check that out. Let's have a look. LuTube wants Bath to win. Interesting to see that. That is correct. Andrew Brace is the referee for this evening. Thank you, Gregor, for letting us know that. That's really helpful. Thank you, mate. Yes, he is. Gregor Galway wants Montpellier to win this one. We'll go through the teams and see what you guys think. As always, get involved in the chat, subscribe and like. Don't forget there's an option of a super chat if you want to support the channel financially. It means your message will come up highlighted. Again, absolutely no pressure to do that. If you're financially not able to do it, please don't do it. But if you'd like to, then it's an option for you to do. If you'd like to do that, you are more than welcome to do that. But I hope everyone is well this evening. We're in for an interesting game. It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes and to see who wins this one. Let me just share this out. And we will get the teams up very shortly. Thank you, Freddie. I'll have a look in a second. Cameron Redpath is the go. Well, really good to see him back, isn't it? Struggled a lot with injuries over the course of the Six Nations, but it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on this evening. Sean says, I'm a neutral, but I hope Redpath and Bayliss, when he gets on, play well. Keep an eye out on the Scottish, as always. Bath, I say, will win. Bulls 26, Lions 9 in the other Rainbow Cup South Africa game. I actually didn't catch all that much of the game because I was in work and I was watching the Toulouse game. Toulouse obviously being Bordeaux, but it wasn't a very good game. I only saw the second half and it wasn't very special. But the other game in the Rainbow Cup looked like a decent game. So keep an eye out on that for sure over the next few weeks. It'll be interesting to see how this one goes. I have just dropped a video recently on the channel, actually. Leinster versus La Rochelle preview. Of course, that game tomorrow. Again, doing a watch on with that. Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby is going to jump on with me on that one. So that'll be going live at about 2:45. So that preview's out now on the channel. So if you want to check that out, as always, do head over there and give that one a watch. It'll be interesting to get your thoughts on that game. But we're focusing on Bath against Montpellier. Let's take a look at the teams. Let's see. Yes, Freddie, of course, you must be absolutely buzzing, mate. Big win for you yesterday. Big win. Right, let's have a look at the teams. This is how Bath line up this evening. The home side. This is how they line up. They are ready to go. And they have picked this team. All set to go this evening. So let's take a look at the team. So for Bath, starting at fullback, Anthony Watson starts at fullback with Joe Cockner-Singer on the wing alongside Muir. In the centres, Jamie Joseph and Cameron Redpath. Really excited to see how they go. Not Jamie Joseph, it's Jonathan Joseph. Sorry, Jonathan Joseph and Cameron Redpath. Orlando Bailey plays at 10. Reece Priestland is still out injured, very young 10. So pressure on his shoulders this evening. Ben Spencer's at 9. Schumann, Dunn and Stewart are in the front row with McAnally, Eels and Faletau. Really intrigued to see how Faletau goes. Please don't get injured. We have a Lions tour. Sam Underhill plays at 7. Zach Mercer's playing against his new club. He's going to be joining Montpellier in the summer, so interested to see how he gets on tonight. On the bench, then you have Walker, Batty, Thomas, Stooke, Bayliss, Reid, Chudley and Clark. So that's how they line up. Montpellier line up like this. So starting once again with the fullback, starting out fullback, Boutier, the French 15, who plays for the national side, starts out fullback with Tisserand and Rattez on the wings. Goosen and Arthur Vincent play in the centres. Alex Lazowski, very well-known name here in the UK, plays at 10 with Palagou at 9. In the front row then, Folletta, Guiraldo and Hawass, very powerful front row there. Verag and Willems are the locks. Of course, Paul Willems, a very well-known player. Yassi van Rensburg then plays at 6 with Kamara and Bissocni at 8. Leaving the bench then of Duplessis, Fitchin, Lamositelli, Duguid, Ouedraogo, Reynat, Andre Pollard is on the bench, having missed most of the season through injury. That'll be good for Montpellier, but also for South Africa this summer. And Martin is a back 3 option. So that's how both teams have lined up. As always, let me know your thoughts in the chat on this team. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. People wrote us off. Yeah, they did. I don't think it was as such as that. I think Cooney going off was a massive thing, but I think your power game was really impressive last night. Really, really impressive. Forgot about Batty, Bayliss, indeed. Dave Cherry walking to Leinster's team, to be honest, actually, any team. I mean, you should just build him a statue, really, shouldn't you? Should just build a statue for him. Dave Cherry would get into any team. Luke Conway's in the chat. Hope you're doing well, Luke. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Let me know who you're supporting or who you're wanting to win this evening. Do let me know. Really intrigued to hear your thoughts on who you're backing to win this game. Really intrigued to hear. So do let me know what you are thinking. Right, we're nearly all set for kickoff. 5 minutes to go. How's everyone doing? Let me know how you're doing. We'll be interested to hear how you're doing. Well, Bath are all set to go. I know that Rugby Geeks is doing a watch along this evening, so do head over there. Say hello from BS Rugby. Do head over there. Give them a like as well. There we go. Just final touches, technology and all that. Let's just get that all set up and ready. There we go. There we go. Right, we are ready for the game down here. Let's have a look. Luke Conway is backing Bath to win by 5 points. Dave Cherry's the goat. Change my name. Absolutely love that, Luchi. That is class. That is absolutely class. Right, time for predictions, folks. Luke's got his prediction in. He's backing Bath to win by 5. But who are you backing this evening? For me, Montpellier have been really good recently in the top 14. I think they're on a 6-game winning run, but they haven't played for 2 weeks. And the pitch is not in great condition. The pitch is not in great condition. Oh, Luke Conway, it's Rugby Geeks, mate. If you want to say, head over there, say hello. Give him a like, subscribe to his channel as well. Say you're from BS Rugby. Let him know in the chat there, and then jump back over here, obviously. But the pitch does not look in good condition. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects it. Yeah, I mean, the rain looks awful, doesn't it? It looks absolutely awful. Freddie Clark's not sure who he wants to win. I think Bath would cause more problems for Leicester. But again, Montpellier, a little bit of an unknown quantity, aren't they? Fix the picture. Love it. Bath by 4 for James. So James is back in Bath. Let me hear your predictions in the chat. Let me know who you are backing this evening. If you're watching and you've not yet hit the like button, please do. It really helps the channel. Really helps the watch along, the algorithm, all that kind of jazz. So you're not yet, hit the like. Free to do, hit the like and subscribe if you're new as well. Massively, massively appreciated. Right. They're just going through the teams quickly once again. And I will do that very quickly for you as well. So Anthony Watson starts at fullback with Kokona and Muir on the wings. Joseph Redpath in the centres. Bailey and Spencer 10 and 9 in the front row. Schumann, Dunn and Stewart. Locks on McAnally, Eels, Falatau, Underhill and Mercer on the back row. That's a heck of a back row, isn't it? Walker, Batty, Thomas are the front row subs options. Stuke and Bayliss and Reed then offer some more forwards, and then you got Chudley and Clark on the bench. And then for Montpellier, very quickly, Boutier plays at fullback with Tisserand and Rattez on the wing, Goosen and Vincent in the centres, Lazowski and Palagui in 10 and 9. Front rows, Folletta, Guiraldo and Hawass. Locks are Farage and Wilhelms. At 6 and 7 and 8, you got Rensburg, Kamara and Bicogni. On the bench, you got Duplessis, Fitchen, Lamositelli, Duguid, Druid, Drago, Reynax, Pollard and Martin. So really interested to see how this go. I got to say, I think Bath's back row looks really, really, really strong. Looks really strong. That back three there looks very strong. Right, Bath are coming out. Bath playing in the black European kit, while Montpellier are in their yellow. I'm going to back Bath to win this one. I think this is Bath's to lose. So I'm going to back Bath by 5 to 7. It could even be more. I think Bath will win this one. Greg Galway wouldn't take Dave Cherry. I mean, we're making lots of signings at Ospreys. So intrigued to see how they go. But we are ready for this one. Of course, Andrew Brace is the referee. They should, and they've always been that nearly men, haven't they? They've nearly got there. They haven't quite got over the line, but tonight hopefully can be their night. Right, we're ready for kickoff. In the second semi-final of the Challenge Cup, who's going to be facing Leicester Tigers? It's not too late to get your predictions in, so do get them in. We're waiting here for something. Not sure why we haven't kicked off fully. Well, I'm not sure what we're waiting for. I've got my iced water. And we are off. So down at the wreck and straight away ball for Bath here. Off the kickoff. Penalty advantage already early on here for Bath. And my concern for Montpellier, you'd have to say, is that they could get blown away in this opening 10 minutes. Mercer carries it strong, playing against his new team, of course. I reused my bottle, Ben. I reused my bottle. I'm environmentally friendly. Bloom tries a chip over the top. That's not going to work. And they'll go back for the original penalty. Rock and Roll Rugby in the chat. Make sure if you haven't checked out Ben's channel yet, do head over there and subscribe. There's a clip actually that went out on his channel yesterday of myself and Ben chatting with a former Lions player and a Wales player. So he gave us his Lions 15 and who he believes should be captain. So you're going to want to watch that. You're going to want to check that out. So make sure to check that out. 27-16 to Bath. Of what we've seen so far, Montpellier's defence looks pretty solid, but just sloppy mistakes early on. That's a really poor line-out from Bath. And Montpellier have the ball just over their own 5-metre line. And this one will be cleared downfield. Ooh, charged. Where's that going to go? Lands into the hands of Rattez, who does kick it, but then it's charged down once again by Mercer. But it will be a line out to Montpellier. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Will Ben be wearing an Osprey shirt tomorrow? No, he'll be wearing it on the Welsh Rugby Roundup show Monday night, 8 o'clock on the 3bod channel. There will be a link on the community tab as always. So I'll put that up there. So make sure you head over there and subscribe ready for that. Family up in Prestatyn. I'm not too far away from Prestatyn actually. So yeah, beautiful area of the world. Well, we've had so many mistakes early on here. Bath are literally a metre out here. Knocked on by Montpellier off their own line. And it had been raining a lot. So the ball is probably pretty slippery. The surface, the conditions are pretty slippery, you'd think. 3 minutes in, going for the line here. Advantage. And the try's been given. And Bath have already opened the scoring here early on in this one. And it is, in fact, it is Dunn who has cost Tom Dunn first try in this year's competition for him. And Bath have an early lead. And for Montpellier, that's really not the start they'd have been looking for here. But for Bath, brilliant start for them. Bath leading this one by 5 points to 0. Well, Hugo Monnier is saying in commentary that now Bath have not done anything right so far. And to be honest, he's speaking facts. The man is speaking facts. They have not managed to do anything right. So 7 points to 0 in this one. Bath leading here. And off we go. Bath do win their own restart here. 4.5 minutes gone. We're down at an empty wreck, of course. Zach Mercer carries for Bath up till the 10-metre line. No advantage for Bath. So going back for the original penalty for them. Oh, Jesus. Philippe Saint-Andre is the director of rugby. Former France, of course. It's interesting, Freddie, as you are, everyone get your thoughts in the chat on that. No Ben Youngs in the Lions tour. Interesting to see that, isn't it? And the scrum half position for me is up for debate. Does that mean Conor Murray's guaranteed to get it? And if Greg is in the chat, have you heard anything more about Cooney's injury? Anyone heard about Cooney's injury? Anyone know what's going on there? So, scrum to Bath here. Good scrum on the halfway line. Into Redpath, Joseph, Orlando. Bath are looking really dangerous and really up for this. And it's knocked on by Underhill. And it'll be a scrum to Bath. So look at some more of your comments. I agree with Ben. Absolutely agree. It's been a tough year with COVID and saying, all right, I'm going to go to the other side of the world for, I think it's about 2 months. It's about a month and a half, I think it is. And it's tough. And he's already had to be in quarantine with England, traveling away from home in Europe. That's just how it is, isn't it? But I agree. A bit disappointed Zach must pick England over Scotland. That was a waste of an international career. Yes and no. I think he's going to Montpellier, isn't he? And his contract comes to an end after the 2023 World Cup. Now, for him, by then, I'd be very surprised if Eddie Jones, after the 2023 Rugby World Cup, will still be in charge. I think that'll be the most natural way for him to go out, is after that World Cup. And, you know, I think it just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, for Eddie Jones to leave after that. So for Zach Mercer to go to Montpellier, earn some decent money, nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, to go and earn some decent cash. And then, you know, play in a different culture, great weather, great food, great wine, and then come back and then play for England. And certainly a team in England will pick him up. A team in England will pick him up because he is that good. Brandon Smith for Lions 9. Nah, I don't fancy having Damien Deolande smashing through me. I don't want that. We have a Montpellier fan in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are well, mate. Welcome along. Subscribe if you're new. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Yeah, wants to spend time with his family. Is this the Challenge Cup semi-final? Yes, it is. It's the second one. So Leicester Tigers booked their place in the final. And now it is up to these two sides to see who can get their place in the final to face them. But at the minute, Bath all over Montpellier. Montpellier had a little bit of a better spell. Box kick here from Spencer. Sends it downfield. Cocknessinger chasing. It does bounce back into Bath hands. Lovely offload. Try and score it done. Anthony Watson gets it out. There is a little bit of space out left. So nearly 10 minutes into this one. It's interesting, the debate that's going on. Some people saying Ali Price should go. Let me know in the chat, who are your three scrum halves? Who are your three scrum halves that you think should go on the Lions tour? My Lions 36-man squad is going to drop on Tuesday night, probably. On Tuesday night. So let me know who'd be your three scrum halves that should go on this tour. No Ben Youngs anymore, so he's not an option. So you're looking at Conor Murray, you're looking at Thomas Williams, Gareth Davis, Ali Price. Don't think Scott Steele's really in the conversation. Obviously, you got Cooney if he's fitting well. Freddie Clark saying Kerr could be a wild card, a bolter in some sense. So that'll be interesting. This is good work from Bath, but Montpellier are dealing with the situation pretty well. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Conor Quaynon, good evening, mate. Hope you are well. Good to see you in the chat, pal. Murray, Gareth Davis, and Dan Robson. Interesting. Maud says Murray, Davis, and Price. As much as I want to put Craig Case. Craig Case is a good young player. I think the Lions tour is a little bit too early for him. A little bit too early for him, but interesting choices. Sean O'Farrell says Conor Murray, Gareth Davis, and Ali Price. Interesting. I'd have Thomas Williams over Gareth Davis. I would. I'd have him over Gareth Davis. But he's not played all that much rugby. That is the problem. I think Danny Kerr's a really good shout. I think he's a really good shout. Someone who could potentially get in. Also, on Thursday, the squad has been announced live, I believe, at about 12 o'clock. So I'm going to do a live reaction here on the channel. So join me for that. We'll react to it together. We'll see who comes in. Then later on in the evening, I'm going to be doing a podcast on the team. And that'll be out as well. That'll be the Breakdown Podcast episode 2. So it's going to be a busy day on the channel. I'm going to talk, myself and Ben, to talk with two former legends of rugby who are involved in Welsh rugby in some way. And one is still very involved at a very high level at one of the regions. So we're really excited to bring you that as well. So Yeah, it's going to be absolutely massive on Thursday. Big day on Thursday. Thoughts on Toulouse in the Champions Cup final? I saw the second half, wasn't impressed, but they got the job done at the end of the day. They took their chances, and yeah, well, fair play to them. They're in the final, and they hopefully play a bit better rugby. But tomorrow we'll find out who will be La Rochelle or Leinster joining them. Yeah, I can see that. I would not be surprised if Gareth Davis goes at all. But for me, Thomas Williams offers you something a little bit different. And if you're going to take a Conor Murray, Conor Murray's great, but he's not going to do sniping little runs and things like that. Thomas Williams offers something a little bit different. Ali Price, I think there are better options. I think he had a decent Six Nations, but you'd expect the likes of Etzebeth, of Schumann, and of others to really target him, especially with his box kicking. But I wouldn't be against the inclusion. I do remember Greg Laidlaw in 2017. Oh, no need for that there from Bath. Bath trying to force it a little bit here, but they are very dominant early on. And a penalty to Montpellier at the breakdown. So, oh, excuse me. Montpellier thinking about the post? They are here. This is going to be a massive kick if he can get it. It's not going to be an easy kick at all. It looks as if it's Goosen who's stepping up to 13. From about halfway this. I think this is smack bang on halfway. So this is going from about halfway, this kick. This has to be a monster kick. It doesn't look like it's windy down in Bath. It's actually over the halfway. So it's about 52 metres out, this one. So Johan Goosen. It's got to be a big kick. He is playing, yeah. I'll get to that question in a second, James, after this kick. See if you can get it. Not the accuracy is off, so he's missed the kick. Right, this question from James. Should the Pro 12 join the English Premiership and make 3 or 4 divisions out of it? So basically a British and Irish league. I can see the attraction of it. I can see, look, you're going to be playing week in, week out against very good sides. But would it even make a difference for attendance? I don't know if it would, if I'm being totally honest. And then what happens to the Challenge and the Champions Cup? Because, of course, you have 2 teams in the Challenge Cup from Romania, so that's the 2 different teams. You have 2 teams from Italy, but those would be the Pro 12 sides. So that wouldn't even count them. You then have, of course, all the English and the Welsh, the Scottish and the Irish sides all in one league. So then you're only left with 2 Romanian sides and 6 French sides left to compete in a Champions Challenge Cup. It's just not going to happen. But I do think the Pro 14, Pro 12, whatever it'll be next season, Pro 16, I think it needs to have a think about how to make it a bit more attractive. And have more of continued continuity with their system, but I just don't think it'll happen. And as Sean says, yeah, I agree with that, definitely. But there needs to be some ideas thrown out. Not a fan of the South Africans joining, in my opinion. It's a Northern Hemisphere competition, and it's about South Africa are going to join the Six Nations at some point pretty soon anyway. So, and that's what they want, because that's where the money is. And is it good for the game? Absolutely not. But that's where the money is. The Six Nations is the money maker every single year. Every stadium is pretty much full every time. Cameron Redpath just receiving a little bit of treatment. I think he'll be okay to carry on. Really exciting centre, isn't he? As a Leinster fan, it's getting boring, to be honest. Well, tomorrow won't be boring for you against La Rochelle. Massive game that, isn't it? Massive game, but excited to see how that goes. Still behind the South African side of the team, you must avail of every opportunity to play against any accessible teams. I don't think they're that good. Of what I saw today, defensively, there were some issues, but I can understand it's something different. So we've had the same thing for a long time. But this wouldn't be a problem if we had promotion and relegation. If we had promotion and relegation, it makes it interesting. But how do you do that? Are there enough teams in Europe? Do you welcome a team from Georgia in? Do you welcome a couple of teams from Romania in? Do you maybe chuck a team from Jersey? Do you get offered Jersey an opportunity to come in, or someone like, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Playing the English teams in the B and I League makes the European competition pointless. I quite like the way the Champions and Challenge Cup work at the minute. I like the fact that 1 week you can play against a Toulon or someone like that. Next week you can have, I don't know, you could travel to Bucharest in Romania. Montpellier are shocking. I hate to say it, but they are really poor tonight. They had a lovely opportunity there. They set up their attack nicely on the 10-metre line of Bath, and they kick it away. Just kick it away, and Anthony Watson calls for the mark. James Cody's not a fan of the South African teams and the travel, yeah. And with COVID and stuff like that, we're coming out of it now. But again, you know, nobody really knows what's going to happen with it. This is better from Montpellier. This is better from them. This is good. Lazowski's through here into the 22 of Bath. They go wide. This is better from Montpellier. Advantage here to Montpellier. As they begin to go through the phases. Ball out wide. Gerson, that one's been lost, but they'll come back for the penalty. Really nice break there. Really, really well worked. Right, let's get some more of your comments. Another slight off topic. What are your thoughts on Scotland's summer test and the interim appointment of Mike Blair? Will be doing a video. I'll be doing a video for all of the summer tours. Of course, though, Fiji, Samoa and Tonga won't be welcoming Ireland, unfortunately, but I'll do them on the rest. And I'll try and get a representative of them countries on to give their thoughts on it. So it'll probably be Kyle. But yeah, do you know what? Again, summer tour is all about trying things out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. And I don't think there's much pressure to go and perform, to be honest. Montpellier do get some points on the board. Montpellier 3, Bath 7 in this one. I think, to be honest, for the way Montpellier have been, the fact that they've been so bad and the fact that they're now just 4 points off, I think they'd be pretty happy with this. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. There's an ice cream van outside. I think the thing for me is that there was Southern Hemisphere side, and CVC are buying stakes and everything at the minute, and a lot of South African players have been coming across. I've got no problem with that really, but the way that it's going, rugby is so desperate for money that it almost seems as if it's willing to accept any form of payment and any sort of big money. And I understand you need to make money, but for the good of the game, does it make sense to force fans to travel across to the other side of the world and expect them to be okay with paying that amount to watch them play against 4 teams who 2 of them I know for a fact aren't going to be good enough? The other 2 may be okay. I don't know, because when you think about it, guys, we'll be playing the best South Africa 3 times has to offer. It's not that true, because most of the South African side actually play in Europe. Most of them play in Europe. Etzebeth plays in Europe. Colby plays in Europe. Faf plays in Europe. Andre Pollard, Damien Diolande. Who else? What's the Munster lot called? There's a Munster lot who plays in Europe. There's so many who play in Europe. So most of the team, most of the starting 15 play in Europe, which is good for South Africa because it's a higher standard at the end of the day. Montpellier do have a penalty here. That's not got the legs. It doesn't have the legs, so it remains 7 points to 3. So driving more. Montpellier have grown into this one over the last 2 minutes or so. The last 2 minutes or so, they have certainly grown into this one. And for all of Bath's early dominance, that's a lovely chip over the top. If it's going to bounce kindly, Kamara might be in here for Montpellier. And Montpellier, out of absolutely nothing, have scored here. Now, I think it'll be checked. I think it's going to be checked because Kamara might have been offside. I'd be interested to see if he's offside. I don't think he is. I think this is going to count, isn't it? Bath have really shot themselves in the foot here. Montpellier 8, Bath 7. Lovely try for Montpellier. And after the way they started, well, you got to say, really good start for them. And with 15 minutes to go in this first half, you got to say, Montpellier have really turned this one around. Montpellier 10, Bath 7. Well, Montpellier here are really creating problems for Bath now. And they're a little bit all over the place. They reset and go through the phases. Drop by Montpellier, and that's a big mistake from them. Advantage to Bath here on the halfway line. Mercer carries it in. Mercer makes half a break. Inside ball. Oh, ball's a little bit all over the place. They'll come back for the original penalty. A little bit all over the place at this point, you'd have to say. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Sorry, I have missed a few. Yeah, I do think that's going to be an issue. I'm open to see what it's like, but I don't think it's going to work, and it's all about money for me. Penalty to Bath, so Bath are level here, 10 points apiece. So 10 points apiece in this one. Who's your opinion? The best player for Leinster at the minute? Robbie Henshaw. I think he's the best centre in the world at the minute. And he's playing tomorrow, isn't he? So we'll keep an eye out on how he goes. Let's wait and see when South Africa join and see how they do. Yeah, some of them are still playing in South Africa, of course. But for me, I think most of their players, really, their top draw players, are playing in Europe at the minute. And yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Yeah, with COVID as well, it's going to be interesting. There are still some good players playing in South Africa, of course. Am I a Bath fan? I'm not. I'm an Ospreys fan, but I love rugby, so I just do watch-alongs. Anyway, Ronan, if you're new here, mate, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like on the stream as well. We do loads of watch-alongs. We did one last night for Leicester against Ulster. Tonight, we are doing Bath against Montpellier. Tomorrow, we're doing La Rochelle against Leinster. So we're doing loads, and there's loads of Lions content at the minute as well. But I'm repping the Bath shirt this evening, the training top at least. So there we go. Yep, seen a bit of YouTube, mate. See you in a bit. So we are just about 18 minutes, no, I can't talk, 12 minutes, sorry, from half time. So if you're watching, you're new, hit the subscribe button, folks, and like the stream. Don't forget, as I always, there's the option of a super chat if you want to support the channel financially. Always, as I say, no pressure to do that. But thank you very much for joining this evening. Hope everyone is doing well. So scrum to Montpellier. And the ball is there for them just about. This is sent back to Lazowski, who will kick it downfield. Again, it's a really poor kick. Such a poor kick from him. That's 2 kicks now that he's done now. Really poor. Just over kicks it. Bit of kick tennis going on at the minute. Watson's going to run this though. As we head towards the final 10 minutes of this first half. All square, 10 points apiece. Again, kicked over the top and just a really poor kick. Again, Montpellier just kicking away possession, needlessly doing it. And the thing is, they're not getting any success from it. So I don't get it, why they're doing it. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Should Japan join the Rugby Championship? Something to think about. Fiji obviously have the 2 teams joining Super Rugby, which is the right step. It's the right step. Who's my wild card? I think Simmons. I think Sam Simmons, that's 8, is a wild card for sure. I think Faletau will 100% go and more than likely start. And then you're looking at the other nations, you're thinking potentially Stander. But from Scotland, I don't think Scotland have an 8 who's going to go. Billy Vunipola has not been playing well at all when he's played. So Simmons could absolutely be an option at 8. I say Japan should join the Rugby Championship. Same with Georgia and Romania in the Six Nations. They've not done anything about it. I'd like to see them join, but I'd be more in preference of a promotion relegation system. Because what will happen to them is the same thing that's happened to Italy. They just get battered every single time. There needs to be a pyramid system where teams can go up, teams can come down, and it makes it competitive then for everyone. It makes it more interesting. And Montpellier have a penalty here to the left hand of the post. Probably about 30 metres out. It's a very good kick. Montpellier have taken the lead here. 13 points to 10. Do I think Leinster will win tomorrow? Well, I've actually done a preview, and that's just dropped on the channel recently. So if you're not yet checked that out, do check that out at half time. That'd be an ideal. It's about 5 minutes long. So we go through the teams, go through key battles, stats, stuff like that. So check that out. You'll find out there. Let's have a look. Who's going to be my Challenge Cup winner? Well, on what we're seeing now, you'd say Leicester, but I mean, Montpellier might even be going through here. Ben from Work and Roll Rugby believes that Watson should be on the wing for the Lions, but he needs Anthony Watson to start playing a bit better. Otherwise, Louis Rees-Zammit is going to be taking that shirt. Watson needs to be on the wing, says Freddie. My wild card for the Lions has to be Ronan Kelleher. Ken Quentin believes that Johnny May should be on the wing with Josh Adams. Interesting. Freddie disagrees with May. Wild card is Hugo Keenan at fullback, really reliable under the high ball. I just don't think you can pick him over Hogg. You can't pick him over Hogg. Going in the squad, I have no problem with that. Halfpenny doesn't go for me. It doesn't go for me. I wouldn't be surprised if Daly gets in, just because of who he is. Not that he's been playing particularly well, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in. I think Mako's got a better chance. Got a better chance than Billy. Promotion forces teams to play better. We've seen in football. I agree, it makes it competitive. Anyone know the Saris score? I'll try and find out for you. So 6.5 minutes to go here. Got a bit loose here for Bath. It's not really flowing as I'd like it to. Let me see if I can find out what the Saudi score is. Saracens won 56 points to 0, Gregor, against Nottingham. Lewington, Morris, Whitley, Maui, Sloan, and a penalty try. The big names starting that one. Daly started, Owen Farrell started, Mako started, Itoje started, Billy started, Elliot Day. Sorry, not Elliot Day. George was on the bench, so it was a really fairly strong team, that one. Let's have a look at some more comments. Kelleher has to go. Most powerful hooker in Britain and Ireland. I think Ken Owens would start over him, but I think he had a very good Six Nations. So definitely no way South Africa will eat Keenan alive. I think on the squad, I think he's an option. Maybe it's a little bit too early, but I'd absolutely not be against putting him in that team at all. Let's have a look. Keith Earls is my pick for the Lions. He had a good Six Nations. I think Keith Earls is a problem of his own versatility. He's the victim of that because he can play so many positions, but it doesn't always benefit him. So I don't know. I think there are other options out there. I think what Rock and Roll Rugby says there, adaptability will be key on this show, hence why Watson and Daly have a far greater opportunity, because if someone at fullback injured, wing is injured, they can easily step in. Absolutely agree. I think that's very true. That's why Liam Williams is likely to go as well. Play on the wing and play at fullback very, very comfortably and at a very high standard as well. Hugo has stepped up. He's expected to get eaten alive in the Six Nations. Got better very quickly. It's a Lions tour. I'd take him. I think I would take him. Sean O'Farrell believes that he could be the one. So we are 3.5 minutes away from half time. As always, folks, you know how it is. Half time, we'll take a quick 2-minute break, and then we'll come back, have a look at some stats, answer some more questions. But Montpellier looking to extend their lead here. Penalty right in front of the post, pretty much. He got it. It looks good. Montpellier extend their lead. 16 points to 13 in this one now. 16 points to 10, sorry. 6-point gap for Montpellier. For the way the game started to where we are now, I think you're really concerned if you're a Bath player or a Bath fan or you're part of the coaching team. Oh, definitely. No, I agree. I've said I think Hugo Keenan's a good fullback, but I just think there are better options. I think Hogg certainly starts. Hogg has that 15 jersey nailed, in my opinion. Gatlin likes Liam Williams. Really likes Liam Williams, so I would not be surprised if he's there in some capacity. So, you know, Hugo Keenan, then you got Anthony Watson, you got Daly. Again, as Ben said, Rock and Roll Rugby said, the most important thing is adaptability. Are you able to play a couple of different positions? My fullbacks are Hogg and Daly. I agree with Hogg for sure. Oh, nearly stolen and tackled by Muir. But Montpellier with a chance to attack here. Lozowski kicks. Is that going to be out on the full? No, it's not. Anthony Watson with some time here. Sends it up. Really taken well by the Montpellier scrum half, who steps beautifully but tackled. Penalty to Bath, surprisingly. Gregor would say Hogg and Williams for the fullbacks. I'm not taking Keenan. Don't trust him to cope under the high pressure with the high ball. There'll be a lot of kicking in this tour for sure. A lot of kicking going on. What's going to be a liability, in my opinion? And I wouldn't be surprised if Gallen picks Bigger, Sexton, Fowler for the Lions. I think Bigger is the front runner at the minute. He's the best 10, without a doubt. Farrell, for me, shouldn't even go on the tour, and you'll see that in my video next week when I pick my Lions 36-man squad. Sexton, I don't see the point taking Sexton if you're taking Bigger, and if Bigger's going to start. I think Finn Russell is fantastic. Of course he is. But he's a liability. Oh, Spencer's missed his kick. 30 seconds to go. Ben Spencer has missed his kick. So Montpellier will more than likely go in at half-time. 16 points to 10 up. You're Montpellier here. You absolutely twat this dropout 22 downfield, which Lazowski does. We're into the red here. So what do Bath? Are Bath going to try and play, or they might just say, do you know what, we'll just go in at half-time. And really stupid there from Montpellier, giving an unnecessary penalty away. And this is going to give Bath the opportunity to go downfield. It's a really good kick, actually, from Ben Spencer, putting them right into the 22. So, final chance for Bath to get something before half-time. Bath have lost 3 line-outs tonight, so pressure on this line-out. And they've managed to lose it. Now Montpellier are trying to play. Just kick it off, mate. The clock's red. What are they doing? The clock's red. Montpellier have decided to play when they're 16 points to 10 up at half-time. Bryce Dulan moment or what? They've just shot themselves in the foot. Just kick it dead. Get rid of it. I don't even support Montpellier and it's pissing me off. Just kick it dead. And now Bath have an opportunity just outside the 22. So Bath had a chance. They lost their line out. Montpellier stole it. Montpellier couldn't pass it to each other. They decided to keep it infield by kicking it downfield instead of actually kicking it dead and the clock was red. Right, let's see what they do. They've got the ball here. Are they just going to kick it off? Or are they going to look to play here? And there we go. Montpellier do decide to kick it off. It is half-time in this one then, so 16 points to 10. So there it is. It is half-time in this one. So there we go. It is half-time. Bath. Oh, wrong one. Bath 10, Montpellier 16. Right, we're going to take a quick break here. It is half-time, and then we'll be back to discuss that first half and a little bit more about your Lions selection. We're going to go through the whole team this evening. So what I want you to do is start putting your whole starting 15 in the chat. I'll go through them, and I'll let you know my thoughts on them. Half-time, I'm going to go for a piss, and I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. So there we go. We are back. It is half-time in this one. Montpellier leading here by 16 points to 10 down at the Rec. Not the scoreline you'd have expected at half-time, was it? We would not have expected this at half-time at all. I'm pretty surprised by how this one is going, if I'm being totally honest. But anyway, let's have a look at how the first half has been going. Let's have a look at some stats from this first half and see where this game is being won and lost for both teams. I will get to your Lions teams in a second. Do keep them coming in, folks. Let me know who'd make your starting 15 for the Lions. Let me know. Right, let's look at some stats. So, possession-wise, for some reason that's gone weird. Let's do that. Great website. Anyway, possession-wise then, Montpellier are leading possession just about 51% to the 49% of Bath. Territory, 45% to 55% of Montpellier. Meters gained, Montpellier leading in that. Carries is pretty similar. Clean breaks, Montpellier a little bit better in that area. Offloads, both teams offloading a bit. One try piece. Defenders being pretty similar. Passes are pretty similar. Turnovers conceded is pretty similar. Do you know what? Most stats are pretty similar. Interesting to see that Montpellier have made more tackles than Bath, but that comes from the opening parts of the game, doesn't it? Bath have missed a kick. Their line out, though, for Bath. Have a look at that down here. 33% success rate on the line out is just not good enough. Even at grassroots level, it's just not good enough. And you're never going to get the platform to be able to play from there. Scrummers look solid for both teams. Penalties then a little bit mounting up for Bath, but not too bad at all. But it still is not ideal at all. But you've got to say, for Montpellier, they're taking their chances. And fair play to them. Fair play to them. Right, let's have a look at your Lions 15. Folks, if you haven't got them in yet, make sure to do so. We'll have a look at them throughout half-time and throughout the second half. Sean O'Farrell was the first to put his in. So let's go through it now and have a look at who he picked. So this is who Sean picked. Sean picked Hogg at 15. Keith Hills at 14 and Watson at 11. Let me do these first three. Hogg, I agree with. I think Hogg is the best fullback in the world, probably at the minute. Certainly the one available for us. Keith Earls, very experienced, scored a brilliant try against England. I personally think there are better options, but if you want a safe pair of hands, someone who's going to put a 7 out of 10 every single time, then Keith Earls is the man for you. Watson, very, very good player as well. Really like him. I thought he's a shining light for England in the poor Six Nations. Again, I think there are better options. But I can see where you're coming from. In the centre, Slade and Henshaw. 100% agree on Henshaw. Slade on 50-50 on. I'm not sure who partners Henshaw. I would have probably put North there. But with his injury, he's not going to be able to play a part in it. But Henshaw, I like having Robbie Henshaw in there. Bigger at 10, agree with Thomas Williams at 9. I'm not sure on Thomas Williams at 9. Definitely takes him. Not sure. Falatau at 8. 7 is Byrne. Byrne over the ball. How good was he? How good was he for the Lions? I think you mean Marotoje in the lock alongside Alwyn Jones there, mate. Are you going to play Billy Vunipola at 6? That's interesting. Okay, so Billy Vunipola at 6. Alwyn Jones at 4 with Johnny Gray. Johnny Gray's an interesting shout. I agree with Alan Wynn, of course. And then you have Wyn Jones, Ken Owens, and Furlong. That front row for me is the front row that's going to start. I think that front row is awesome. So Wyn Jones, Ken Owens, and Furlong for sure. Billy Vunipola, sorry, at 6 to me doesn't make much sense. He's overweight. I'm sorry to say it. He's not fit. And he's an 8. And the 6 has too much to do. So I wouldn't put Vunipola in there. But I like Byrne in there. I like Falatau. I'd probably play Byrne at 6 if I was going to play Byrne and then have a different 7, maybe a Hamish Watson or someone like that. But really good team. Really like that. Let's move on to Freddie's. Just before we do that, Sean just saying, I'm only new to this rugby malarkey. Part of the Scotland game, so I can't really comment on who I played the whole 15 kids. Don't worry about it. Hopefully you'll learn as you watch these watch-alongs, maybe. It's always great to have your company. Freddie has said, okay, let's go from the front row this time. So Wyn-Jones in the front row alongside Ken Owens and Furlong. Agree, Itoje and Anna Wyn-Jones. Yeah, really like that. Curry at 6. I can see where you're coming from with Curry. Hamish Watson at 7. Yep. Toby Falatau at 8. Thomas Williams at 9. Bigger at 10. Henshaw, Ringrose in the centres. Louis V. Summit on the wing. Watson and Hogg. My team would not be very dissimilar to that at all. It would not. I really like the look of that. The only position that maybe a couple of positions I'd think about is Curry at 6 and Thomas Williams at 9. But yeah, I think that's a very good side there. And I think that is pretty close to what I'd say. You even done a bench, which is awesome to see. Luke Cowan-Dickey, Ellis Genge, Sinclair. He's a red card waiting to happen. He's an absolute liability. I mean, if that's going to be in his face all game, for me, I don't know. Ryan Tipuric, Danny Kerr, Russell, and Liam Williams. That's a decent bench as well. I like the balance. That's a really good team there, Freddie. I like that. Dave Cherry is back. Dave Cherry is not Dave Cherry, it's LuTube. LuTube, at the minute, we're doing online starting 15. So if you want to drop yours in the chat, by all means, do so, and we'll go through them. We'll have a look at who you think. Ben says, you're on something else, getting into the test team, finishing ability of Watson, Duhan van der Merwe, Louis Sam and Adams will make it impossible to make the test team. I think I've got to agree on that one. I play Harris at 13. 13 is an interesting one. I wouldn't play Harris, though. Cherry times 15, that's my starting team. You'd love to see it, wouldn't you? You'd love to see it. Well, Tuesday, my video is going to come out, my 36-man squad, and then probably week after next, I'll do my starting 15 after the squad's been announced. So, but interesting to see what people are thinking about at the minute. Right, we're just waiting for the second half to kick off here. Bath have it all to do. Montpellier, well, fair play to them. I've really grown into this one. Right, we're ready for the second half. Both teams are out. So there we go. Bath 10, Montpellier 6. The field is still in pretty atrocious conditions. I love it. You see what I'm saying about Cardiff Blues fans? You see what I'm saying? This is why it's going to be so sweet to get him in an Osprey shirt. Monday night, 3-bar YouTube channel, 8 p.m. UK and Ireland time, the Welsh Rugby show. Ben's going to be in an Osprey shirt and for saying stupid stuff like that. There you go. But guys, seriously, I've not yet checked Ben's channel. I know a lot of you have done so already, but do head over there, subscribe. And his latest video is an absolutely brilliant video with Gareth Evans, former Wales and Lions star, one of the 1977 Lions tour to New Zealand, scored 7 tries, played 19 games. Can you imagine that these days, playing 19 games? Absolute madness. So do go check it out. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't done so already. So we have kicked off here. 30 seconds into this one. You feel next score is pretty important. If Montpellier can get a try, Bath are really going to have to come out and play. Bath just about on the halfway line, going through some phases here. Zach Mercer carries it nicely. Spencer back into Bailey, but Bailey drops it. And he's gone straight forward and a bit scrum for Montpellier here. No changes at half time, by the way, for either side. My team of a better team of Redpath and Duhan van der Merwe coming off the bench. Can you tell me Redpath? I absolutely love Redpath. I think he's a really exciting talent. Way too soon for the Lions, in my opinion. Hasn't played enough international rugby. Will I be doing watch songs? Absolutely, I will be. Absolutely, I will be. 100%. 100%. There's so much content coming with the Lions over the next few weeks. I'm so excited to bring that to you. So really excited to bring you that. Just a bit of a stoppage in play here. So keep getting your lines starting 15 in the chat to be interested to hear what you think. So scrum to Montpellier on the 10-metre line of Bath. Good scrum here from Montpellier, actually. They go left. Lazowski gets it out. And they just decide to kick. I don't know why they're kicking. So really strange decisions from Montpellier. So line out to Montpellier. Again, pretty much the same place they had the scrum. Oh, Montpellier have lost their line out. So Bath turned the ball over. Spencer gets it out to Bailey. Bailey floats it out wide to Muir. Oh, excuse me. Box kick. Boutier, he's been so quiet today. Hardly seen him. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Right, we have another team. LuTube has his team. So, starting with the front row, Wyn Jones, Ken Owens, Twinkle Toes Furlong, probably a Toge, Lord Allen Wyn Jones, of course. Of course, we made him officially a Lord. I need to actually contact the Ospreys, see if I can send that down to them. I'll give them a call on Tuesday. Richie, criminally underrated. I do like Richie a lot, but probably at 6. Start him over all the others. Not too sure. Obviously, Hamish Watson at 7. Faletau at 8. Ali Price at 9. Finn Russell at 10. Duran van der Merwe on the wing. Henshaw then and Harris in the centres. I like that. Louis Summit and Hogg. And then, of course, it's like Cherry times 15. Redpath may be in there. Interesting to see. What do you think of the round of 16 format of the knockout stage of the Champions Challenge Cup? I like it. I really like it as well. I do like it. I like the fact that we just have one game. It's not 2 legs or anything like that. Just gets it done. Adds a bit more tension into the game. I really like that. I mean, this ball's going absolutely everywhere. It's skidding everywhere. I don't know if it's been raining during half time. Montpellier into the 22. That's looking for a little bit of space, but runs straight back into a pile of bodies. Montpellier pick and go. I think they're at the 80-minute mark, but they're only 44 minutes into this game. Still a long time to go. 6 points in it. They do go wide, though, here. Hawass with some good hands. Probably wasn't the man you want. The camera carries. And penalty to Bath. And after all that work from Montpellier, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just going nowhere. Going nowhere for the entirety of that move. And Bath can just clear that. So Bailey with an opportunity to clear downfield. So a line out for Bath on their own 10-metre line. Sorry, on the 10-metre line of Montpellier. So it's their really first chance in the second half to set up an attack. Spencer gets out. Bailey into Redpath. Redpath's been pretty quiet this evening as well. Lovely little wrap around there. Good. Oh, this is better from Bath. Much smoother now. Bailey. Redpath. Joseph. Again, Joseph has been very quiet. And Montpellier turned the ball over at the breakdown. Huge turnover there. Just too many people over Joseph there. And do you know what? Bath could get really stuck into this now. Could be a real issue for them. Just Montpellier want the game to get scrappy. They don't want it to open up, but they want a lot of mistakes at the breakdown, a lot of knock-ons going on. Bath's line out again messed up, and they just want to chop away at the clock. That's all they want to do. That's all they're going to want to do. Right, let's get some more of your comments. Yeah, James, I absolutely agree with you. I think the new format makes teams want to go and play, and they know they only have one chance at it. It was raining during the Toulouse game. I saw the second half, most of the second half. Wasn't all that impressed with the game itself, but Toulouse probably deserved to go through, and we're not surprised that Toulouse won that one. Oh, definitely. He's the best 9 in the world, isn't he? He's probably the best player in the world, to be honest, at the minute. Well, Montpellier in the 22 here. Jerry would eat DuPont for breakfast. Do you think an FA Cup style tournament for the Pro Football team would be good? As more money, it would give each of the teams a chance to win the cup. They all play each other anyway. But obviously, you know, you put the English teams in there, but it'd only be the English teams. We used to have the Anglo-Welsh Cup, but that was scrapped. And again, that was used as a giving youngsters a chance, more of like a development tournament. More of a development tournament, really. And I think that's what would happen again. Teams just wouldn't take it seriously. It's like with the Rainbow Cup. Some teams are taking it fairly seriously. Some teams really aren't. And some teams are a bit in the middle. Like the Ospreys are a bit in the middle. Blues aren't taking it seriously at all. It looks like Munster are taking it very seriously. But not every team is going to take it seriously at all. Penalty to Montpellier in the 22, though. You'd expect them to go for the post just to give themselves over a score. Enzo Folletta has his top back on. If you're not watching, I'm not going to say anything because it's going to make it interesting for you. So a chance for Montpellier to get a 9-point lead. Be a big point in the game, this. Oh, I think he's missed it. He's missed it. I don't know how he's missed that. It's not a difficult kick at all. He should really be getting that. And Muir nearly botches up. And he botches up that there. Sam Underhill is off. Walker is on for Dunn. And Reed replaces Sam Underhill for Bath. So Bath making a couple of changes there. And a really big turnover from Bath for the breakdown. There's going to be a few hands here. Of course, it is a semi-final. So there's going to be a few words said. What was my favourite ever Six Nations season? Got to be the 2008 as Wales won the Grand Slam. That was the first. I remember the 2005 one, but I don't remember sitting down, watching every game, analysing everything, going through stuff. I remember the 2008 one very, very well. Really well. So that was massive. This would be a good halfback to Montpellier. Would be awesome, wouldn't it? Sam Underhill for the Lions. Don't think he's played enough rugby. Don't think he's played. And I think there are better players in that position. I just don't think he's played enough. Few interesting comments going between the players there, I'm sure. 2009, I'm sure as an Irishman, you enjoyed that Ronan Nagara drop goal. I remember that against us. I remember that one very, very well. To be honest, in a way, I was happy for Ireland because if I'm correct in saying we couldn't win it, and it was the first time Ireland had won a Grand Slam in such a long time as well. $51 in, still 16 points to 10. Bath do have a line out inside the 22 from Ben Spencer's monster kick. Good ball inside, Cockanasinga. Again, the backs of Bath have been very, very quiet this evening. We've not seen enough of them. Just carries it, Falatau. Mercer acts as scrum half. Advantage to Bath here, 5 metres out. Still there for Bath, though, about a metre short here. Bath picking and going. Really good defence here from Montpellier. Very powerful defence. But Montpellier have actually pushed them back here. Still advantage here. Bath are not. Oh, maybe a little bit closer now. It's playing advantage for such a long time here. So they're not going to try something, Bath here. They're just going to pick and go. You got an advantage, lads. And they'll come back for the original penalty. Now, the ref and the TMO may have picked something up here. So there are 2 penalties there. I think Bath are just going to tap and go with this. It looks like that's what they're going to do. That's what they do. Mercer carries. Can he score against his new team this season? Next season, sorry. Montpellier can hold Bath out here. This psychologically would be absolutely massive. 25 minutes to go now. Ball is still there for Bath. Montpellier's defence has been very, very solid. Really good shove from Montpellier. Advantage, though, to Bath. Could potentially be thinking about a yellow card here. 3 or 4 penalties in a very dangerous area. They do go wide, though. Red path. Absolutely nailed by Lazowski. Falatau. And instead been dropped forward. We'll come back for the original penalty. Oh, Andrew Brace having a word with the captain. There we go. Final warning for Montpellier. And let's get to some of your comments quickly before this next pass should play. Love this idea. Pro 14, top 14 Premiership Super Rugby, 4-side player, best club side in the world. If anyone wants to discuss the idea further and willing to take payment for the idea, mate, I'll give you my bank details. Pay me in. Pay me in. No, I think there's always been talk about Leinster against Crusaders, hasn't there? There's always been that talk, but I'll be absolutely up for it. But again, the rugby calendar is so busy. It's so busy. Could they fit it in? Wales would have won the Six Nations in 09 if they'd have been. I don't know. I can't remember that. It's so long ago now. Bath coming forward here. I'll get to your comments in a second, folks. Mercer. Bath getting pretty close now. Metre short. Offside. Someone's going to the bin here for Montpellier. I'll say he's going now. Off he goes. Yellow for Montpellier. I mean, it was so blinking obvious. A prop got too excited, flew out the 9. And Folletta is off for 10 minutes now. Montpellier making some changes. So 56 minutes into this one. Right, let's have a look at some more of your comments. Scotland, we are due a grand slam. We haven't won since the last 5 nations. I believe we are getting closer. I think this year was a massive opportunity. If you'd have beaten us, you know, you look at the rest of the tournament and you're thinking, wasn't far off against Ireland. Obviously beat France, smashed Italy. Could have beaten us. Been a bit of a different story, but Scotland are on the right way. We host Wales in the 2022 Six Nations. Looking forward to that for sure. Who's most likely to win? It's tough to say, Thiago. Thiago is very tough to say. At the minute, the momentum's all with Bath. They've not been able to make their pressure count. Not been able to make their pressure count. And Montpellier have won the penalty at the breakdown. That is massive. That is so big. As we head to the final 20 minutes, Bath, again, have gone through the phases and come away with nothing here. They've come away with nothing. Montpellier just need to manage this next 10 minutes well. If they can do that, they can certainly win this game. Interestingly, they're having a chat with one of the coaches for Montpellier. Chance here for Bath, Coconut Singer. Big tackle that. That's a huge tackle. Redpath there with a lovely step. He runs through here, plays in Coconut Singer. Boutier actually does really well to take him down. He's a big guy. Now the question is, yeah, Spencer's got it out, so there's nothing wrong with that. Ben Spencer's picked the ball up. Once he picks the ball up, the ball is out. So the scrum half for Rates, has every right to go for that. Well, changes here for Bath. Pollard comes on. So the South African Andre Pollard is coming on. Big, big, big indeed. Tiago, I bet on Bath, and I know nothing about this boy. I'm from Portugal. Tiago, hello, welcome to the channel. Subscribe, mate. Hit the red button down below. It's free to do. Welcome along. Let's see if Bath can get the win. Scrum for Bath. Kamara is also off, with Fitchen replacing him. So Andre Pollard on for Montpellier. Of course, he'll start at 10 for South Africa against the Lions, you think. World Cup winning 10. Mercer goes alone. Let's have a look what happened here. Mercer peeled off the back. He did go into touch. Now, did he get the ball off before he got into touch? Whose line out will it be? It'll be a Bath line out 5 meters out. Definite line out that. $20 minutes to go then. 5 meter line out for Bath. Bath lose the line out. Stolen by Montpellier and absolutely twatted away downfield. Watson kicks back. That's massive for Montpellier. Andre Pollard with his first action of the game. And he's absolutely chased his own kick. Very nearly getting it. Nobody tracked him. Will Muir carries it. Zach Mercer carries on his own 10 meter line. They're going to have to build from here. 6 minutes left on the yellow card. Ball out wide. Redpath. Bailey. Muir tries to go alone. And penalty to Bath at the breakdown, not releasing the player. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. How would you back if Leinster played Crusaders? I think Leinster would win. I think Leinster would win that. I think they would. From Switzerland, Carmen Pichu in the chat. Yesterday, good to see you again, my friend. Come on, Leinster, indeed. Tomorrow, as I said before, we will be doing a watch-along for that game. Leinster against, you know who it is. It's against, of course, La Rochelle. What a game that's going to be. Really excited to do that with you. And, of course, we're going to have a guest. We're going to have Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby on the channel yet tomorrow. La Rochelle against Leinster, going live at about 2:45 with kickoff at 3 o'clock. So do join us for that. La Rochelle is on for Hawass in the front row for Montpellier. So that change has been confirmed. Ben Spencer goes alone inside to Redpath. Oh, Redpath's going to be in trouble. I think Redpath's going to be in trouble. Well, I think Redpath's led with the forearm there into the face of the tackler. Five metres out. Bath a metre out now. Mercer goes. He's been pushed back. It's been turned over. Bismarck Duplessis has stolen it. How old is he now? Bismarck Duplessis must be 36 now. Jeez. What a guy. What a guy he is. I remember him well. Bismarck Duplessis. What a guy. Well, Montpellier's defence has actually been very, very good this evening. Bath win the line out. They went to the back. You have to remember as well, 3 minutes left on the yellow card for Montpellier. Penalty to Montpellier at the breakdown, though. Massive penalty, that. Fair play to Montpellier. They've been so good. They've been so good tonight in patches. But yeah, Bath shooting themselves in the foot. They've got the extra man, but they're forcing it. They're forcing it. I'm surprised Montpellier are competing so much at the breakdown because they know they're man down. So you'd be worried about what's outside you. Willems there. So line out to Montpellier on the 10-metre line of Bath. Changes for Bath. 15 minutes to go. Josh Bayliss is on to the field. Stuke is on for McAnally. Here come Montpellier. Bismarck Duplessis carries it. Andre Pollard carries it. Oh, why did you kick it away? Montpellier have this weird tactic to just kick it away now and again. Really weird tactic, Montpellier, just deciding to kick it for no reason. I don't get it. If I'm Montpellier, you keep the ball. You force Bath to make the mistakes. There's no need to kick. Oh, they're checking something. Bismarck Duplessis. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What does everyone else think? Gets the ball. He does drop him, though. Timo decides there's nothing in that. That's the right decision as well for me. Line out to Montpellier, to Bath, just outside the Montpellier. 22 then, 15 minutes to go. And they've lost another line out. Somehow they come away with the ball, though. Faletau. Has that gone backwards? Montpellier have turned this one over. What is going on with this game? Spencer. Faletau comes on the line. Walker carries it strong. Tackled by Duplessis. There are options, and it's been knocked on again by Bath. And Rates clears it downfield. It's actually a very, very good kick by the winger. Redpath keeps it alive. Watson tries to go alone, and that is some brilliant defence from Montpellier. Some brilliant defence. Fair play to Montpellier. Although Bath are shooting themselves in the foot, Montpellier's defence has been so good tonight. You've got to give it to them. If they win tonight, it's going to be built on their defence. I've been really impressed by them. Do I think they're going to go beat Leicester? No, I don't. But they're the second team in France with the fewest tries conceded. And interestingly, La Rochelle have only conceded 28 tries this season. So tomorrow will be interesting. Uedrago is on for Kamara. It's an easy name to say, isn't it? So that change has gone through. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Now we just hit 1,610 subscribers. Thank you very much. If you've not yet hit that subscribe button and you're watching, make sure to do so and like the stream as well. It's massively appreciated. We have a massive game tomorrow, as I said before. We have this on La Rochelle against Leinster. Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby will be joining me on this. I'll drop a link in the chat at the end of this watch along. So hit the reminder on that, and I'll see you there tomorrow. But we're still focused on this one. Montpellier just needs to play in the right areas of the field. You think a penalty would probably be enough for them to secure the win? They've got a 6 points difference. It's going to be a massive game. It's going to be an absolutely massive game. There's a preview out on the channel already of that. Let me drop it in the chat. So that is in the chat now if you want to head over and watch that after this watch along preview for La Rochelle versus Leinster. That's live on the channel now. Massive game that. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Heading towards the final 10 minutes now. Bailey kicks. Boutier has enough time. And he kicks it straight off. It's not a bad kick, actually. Mark Baker. Bath are just below the halfway down the Prem table. Montpellier 12th out of 14 in France. Rugby is never that simple. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing. I think tonight, Montpellier's defence has been so good, but Bath, just little mistakes all the time. On paper, you say that Bath have the better team, but it just hasn't clicked for them tonight, really. Not enough. Thomas is on for Stuart. Clark has come on for Jamie Joseph in the centre, so that change has gone through. It's just not clicked for them, has it, Mark, this evening? It's just not clicked for them. I mean, their line-out has been horrific. Somehow they come away with that. Martin is on for Goosen as well. But they've really shot themselves in the foot this evening. And I think Montpellier deserve to win this. If Montpellier win this, I think they'll have deserved to win it. I think they've been the better team. I honestly think Bath are the better team. I was going to ask, do you think Northampton says can get to 4? Definitely only 4 points behind Quins. Absolutely, they can get it. And there's still a lot of games to go. We've still got quite a few rounds to go. And Bath have lost their line out again, by the way. Shambolic for a Bath fan. I'm not a Bath fan, but I think they'd have given Leicester a better final. There's still 5 rounds left in the Premiership, so certainly Northampton can still get top 4. I'm going to be totally honest, Sean. I don't know all that much about it, but I'd say Crusaders more than likely, I think. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't watch enough of it. I don't watch enough of it, I'm afraid. Let me know, Sean, a bit. Who do you think? 9 minutes to go now. Ball is kicked downfield. Rattez. I mean, Rattez can't catch a high ball to save his life. How has that not gone forward? I don't know what's going on anymore in this one. Bath to win the penalty at the breakdown. But I was convinced Rattez had knocked it on. Bailey's going to send this one down. You say Crusaders, Sean. I'm going to try and watch more of it next year, but I just haven't had the time this year. And all the games kick off at like 8 a.m. and that's when I get into work and stuff like that. So, but hopefully next season. Luke Charteris, the Bath line-out coach, has come out. Mark says Bath's issues all season. Actually, for several seasons now, is that on paper they should consistently be in the post, so they never pull it off in real life. Yeah, it just doesn't click for them, does it? They've got a very good side, got some brilliant players. You look at Fatal, one of the best in his position in the world. Watson, England international. Not Ford. Not Ford at all. Cameron Redpath in the centre, brilliant. Mercer, brilliant. Underhill, fantastic. And yeah, it just doesn't click for them. Mark, if you're new here, by the way, mate, hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you for your insight on Bath this evening. It's really helpful. It's as if they are great individually, but configured as a team. Yeah, it just doesn't click for them, does it? It does not. I can check out the highlights of Super Rugby on YouTube. I will start doing that. And I am going to start doing some more MLR watch-alongs, by the way. He's just been so busy with Europe, with the Rainbow Cup kicking off, with the Lions coming up, I am going to do some more MLR. People have been asking me recently. I will be doing some more MLR content. And once the playoffs are announced, I'll get the guys from the MLR Brand podcast, Rob and Scott, on, and we'll preview them together because they're great guys and they do some great content. So line out to Bath. Just over 7 minutes gone. Dunn is back on for Walker. Walker's gone off with an injury. Bath decided to take the line out short. Redpath carries into the middle of the field. They only need a converted try, Bath, to go into the lead in this one. But an unlikely story for Bath, for Montpellier, sorry, if they can get to this final. Montpellier have turned this one over. Pollard, Boutier with a really nice... Oh, is it out on the full? That's a very big mistake from Boutier. It's good. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Montpellier now. Montpellier, 8 turnovers, 1. The defence looked very, very strong all evening. And that missed kick now looks very, very tough on Montpellier, doesn't it? So line out to Bath. Again, they've gone for it short here, just going to the front man. And the pick and go starts. Falatau. I think we're all very close to a turnover there for Montpellier. Montpellier don't look as if they're going to compete as much at the breakdown, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest. They've got to keep their discipline here. And it's been knocked on. Advantage to Montpellier. And they'll take the scrum, and they're just going to work the clock down now. You go from the scrum, you hopefully win a penalty, you send it down into the Bath territory, and you go from there. And just over 5 minutes to go. Do you believe that Bath can do this, or Montpellier going to win? Let me know in the chat. It's giving us an example that money isn't everything. I think with both sides, though, Montpellier have spent a lot. I mean, Andre Pollard would not be cheap. He would not be cheap to get. Japan would give the Lions a good game. Well, that's the first game. That's the 26th of June, I believe it is. Scrum to Bath here, though. To Montpellier, sorry. Just outside their own 22. 5 minutes away from Twickenham now for this team. You know what? If the clock is ticking down, clock is just ticking down. So Montpellier would be more than happy with this. 5 minutes exactly to go. Clock is ticking away. Montpellier could be looking at a potential semi-final here. We've not had any points in this second half. We've not had any points at all. Clock is still ticking down. 4 minutes to go now. A penalty here from Bath probably ends the game for them. Solid scrum from both teams. Scouting carries. Reinach waits. Bit early to go for the pick and go. How long is left? Joe Saunders asks, mate. 3 minutes and a half to go, pal. 3 minutes and a half to go. If you're new, Joe, hit the subscribe button, pal. Down below, hit it. Free to do. Helps grow the channel. Lots of watch times coming up. Tense. 3.5 minutes to go here. Bath have won it. A converted try would be enough. Montpellier's discipline has to be perfect. Bath needs to create something. On the halfway line now. Bailey kicks. Oh, it's knocked forward. Reinach is down, holding his shoulder. He's out. There's men out wide here if they can get it. 3 minutes to go. Redpath. Going through the forwards now, just over the 10-metre line of Bath. And penalty to Montpellier. Massive penalty there at the breakdown. What a penalty that is. And with 2 minutes on the clock, is that the game won? Is that the game won for Montpellier now? It's hard to look past them now. It is Ouedraogo who's got the turnover there. That's a huge turnover for them. Well, if Montpellier can win the ball here, take their time to get the line out going, go through a few phases, potentially even look to get a drop goal, and that would secure them the game. Mark, I have to agree with you, pal. Tough for Bath tonight. And also, Leicester did look good in that second half, didn't they, yesterday? But it shows they can be got at. But would Bath be brave enough to try and play like that? I'm not too sure. That's the thing. Would you be brave enough? Because you look at the quality in your backs. I think you can be more exciting. You can go for a little bit more. Does that come from the head coach or the director of rugby, or is that something to do with the players? What is that? I'm not too sure. Penalty advantage to Montpellier, just outside the 22 here. We're coming up to the final minute now. Montpellier just need to run the clock down here. They know they've got a kick. I mean, you take your time here. You take the whole minute to take this kick. And it looks as if Montpellier are going to book their place into the final of the Challenge Cup for this year. It's a tough kick. Andre Pollard, the South African, steps up. 30 seconds to go. I mean, if Pollard misses this, it has to drop straight into the hands of a Bath player. Paul Willemser has won man of the match. 25 tackles. Fair play. And it looks as if Andre Pollard, we're into the red now. South African fly half has hit it. He's hit it well. And Montpellier are into the final of the Challenge Cup, winning this one 19 points to 10. Very unlikely story for them, but they are into the final. Philippe Saint-André has guided the team from a coach being sacked in January to all the way to the Challenge Cup final, where they will play Leicester Tigers in the final. Get your thoughts in the chat quickly before we jump off. Let me know your thoughts on that game there. Montpellier have won this one 19 points to 10, and their defence tonight was outstanding, was absolutely outstanding. Let me know your thoughts quickly. Let me know your final thoughts. Final score, Bath 10, Montpellier 19. Who would have thought it? But Montpellier go into the final to play against Leicester. At Twickenham, of course. But a really good win for them this evening. So look at some of your comments. Rock and roll. Rugby thought you said they would win it. Well, seems like Bath are out. Fair enough to Montpellier. Great defence and not bad offence either. No, not at all. But for Bath, big disappointment, you got to say. But Montpellier's defence was so good this evening. Was so good. That's why we're going to leave it. Just quickly before we go, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the stream as well. Tomorrow we have this. We have La Rochelle playing against Leinster in the Champions Cup semi-final. What a semi-final this is going to be. So make sure, I'm going to drop a link in the chat now. Make sure that you head over there, hit the reminder on this link at the end of this watch along. And hit the reminder so you'll be notified when we go live. Head over there, give it a like as well, ready. And that will really help us tomorrow. Be joined by Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby. So really excited for that. But apart from that, that's where we're going to leave it for now. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Head over to this link, give it a click, and hit the reminder on that. Check out the preview for that game that's dropped on the channel this evening as well. And thank you so much for watching this evening. I hope you've enjoyed. Commiserations to Bath. Congratulations to Montpellier. We'll be back tomorrow for La Rochelle against Leinster. Thank you very much, Mark. Really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope to see you soon here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching, folks. That's where I'm going to leave it tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.